Good evening, one and all. Tonight we're going to be making some updates to a terminal that was made for Moonskull. It's a fairly complex process. I've been working a lot on this behind the scenes. This is the last major commission that I've been doing for the last couple of weeks, and this should be done relatively soon. The concept is already made, and right now I need to refine it and make it work according to the concept that was presented, and hopefully get it to all flow together well. Because right now it doesn't really. I don't think it necessarily fits what the request originally was. I have to go back, review it, and tweak it. This is a very interesting scene, and for those that are curious, we will tear it apart a little bit and you can get a better idea of what is going on behind the scenes. But for now, we're just going to begin, and I'm just going to be tinkering away on it. And should folks come in that have questions, we will address them. Otherwise, I'll try my best to stay focused on it. Hey, greetings there. The Inertia. How's it going? Yes, moved away from Twitch a while back, but I've also been offline quite a bit this last 2 months. 2 months, 3 months. It's not been a very busy, not been a very stream heavy fall. How are things going with you? Life has been rough. I moved away from the company and they did not like that very well. On the contrary, I managed to become a landlord with my savings and successfully went into a pseudo-retirement. You know? That's quite the change. I can understand how that can be rough. It's weird not doing anything. Yeah. Well, hopefully you are able to find a new balance as you move forward. Sorry that it has been rough. Life seems to be rough for a lot of people these days. And, it's definitely not something that is enjoyable to have to go through. Now, it can lead to greater things eventually. Hopefully, it ends up being a better opportunity. Definitely always maintain some sort of work ethic, though. We're heading to some tough times. And so being able to stay active is very important. But hopefully the landlord stuff ends up doing well for you. It has been bitterly cold up here in Alaska. It has been hovering around the single digits for much of the week. And one of the blessings of the place that I'm in is that it's actually fairly warm. I don't have to turn up the heat a whole lot because I just naturally get a whole lot of heat from the surrounding apartments. So it actually kind of works out for my benefit. But that does mean that we are now into one of the most beautiful times of year up here in Alaska. And Every morning I wake up and now there's frost everywhere. Listening. Beautiful. I know there are a lot of people in Alaska that are not a fan of winter, but every time it comes around, I've always have a little bit of joy with it. But we are now moving into the Christmas season, or very close to it, and already I'm like all geared up for it. It's my favorite time of year, without a doubt, and I'm definitely looking forward to this time around. So I kind of want November to kind of be over with already, so we can move into the fun month, you could say. It is going well, says Inertia, though I'm only breaking even after tax and everything. What I find weird is like my body waking up at 3 a.m. in the morning, like my mind thinks it's supposed to be working. Yeah. Yeah, indeed. We're made to work. Even if it's on hobbies, we're made to labor. If we don't, we start to feel empty in many ways. I have observed many folks in their older years that have ended up having that happen to them. So thus, when I come around to old age, eventually, that is my plan, to try and be as proactive as possible, even if it's volunteering in my local community, volunteering at my church, or working on side hobbies. I never want to stop. Based upon how the economy is going, though, I'll never be able to retire. I'll probably be working all the way to the very end. I know a lot of people, though, that are in that sort of state. They don't have any, they know that, like, things are not going to be, really favorable to retirement. And so there's a lot of people, like myself, that are preparing for never having retirement. It's kind of weird to think about. I remember hearing about it growing up, like, oh, well, always look forward to retirement. That's when you can do all the fun stuff. And within the last couple of years, it's like, yeah, it's probably not going to happen. At least here in the U.S. Wait a minute. There we go. I thought something was off with that. Yeah, that's much better. Save that. By the way, what I'm doing right here is a process of creating animations using text files. It's kind of a weird concept, honestly. It's taking this text right here and then using it to drive the animation. So now I save this, memo part 5, and I can come over to here, and it will load in. So now I can be able to have this stuff animate through the tool that I created right here. Start at 600 for this one. took me a while to figure out how to do this. But thankfully, it has been working out quite well. Now, there's a couple things like this. So I want it to show up, but I want to overwrite the stuff right here. So now I can come back over here, come back to the memo, and start to clear it out by doing this. I wish it would show the spaces automatically, but yeah, this works. Now I want to do it for this as well. There we go, save that, come back over here, tab and tab out, and increase the speed to 4. Now, it should overwrite it entirely. There we go. It doesn't have to overwrite it all the way, it just has to overwrite it a little bit. And I don't like how wide that is, actually. I'm going to come back and shift that around. That's just a little too wide. Skip my measurement back here. Where? Oh, no. Over here. Where is this lining up? It's lining up. Oh, wait a minute. That's the wrong one. Over here. Here we go. All right, let's line it up to the 50. That'll probably be best. Well, I got to work on a dragon animation this last week, and it went surprisingly well. I thought for certain it was going to fail. It was like everything that could... Well, usually things like that go wrong from the start. And I got to experience success. The Lord was very merciful. I don't normally get that amount of success on a project. And so that was a great realization. But that got to air today. And yeah, people were somewhat interested in it. There wasn't a ton of reaction, but that's fine. It doesn't have to be every time. Ah, that's much better. And now we can line it up like that. Perfect. And then, once we come here, it gives people enough time to read up until probably, let's go to 800. Actually, wait a minute. I know how to do this. So this is a way to be able to find out how long it takes to read something. You need to be able to do a scan with your eyes. I had to learn this when I was at the TV station. So you want to come along and time ourselves. So I'm going to get a timer clock, and let's do a stopwatch. This is very different sort of animation for one I'm working on today. It's so weird to do something as a terminal concept. Is this a space thing? Yes, this is supposed to be a space related project, and I'm not really sure what the what it's all going to lead up to. I'm not always told all the specifics. In this one, I don't really know all the story. But then again, it might be hinted in the text. I don't know. I've not read through it all super thoroughly. All right, here we go. We have to read at a steady pace. The field probes have returned anonymous readings from Sector 26DRN. System, Designation, Erebus. The plasma flux signatures are inconsistent with any known stellar event cataloged in our Frontier database. 21 seconds, so we'll just round that to 20 seconds. What is the frame rate that we set up? Is this 24? Yeah, this is 24. I was suspecting that much. So this begins at 600. So we need 24 times 20. I said 24 times 24 times 20. There we go. I know how to do the math, but this is going to get more complex later on. Plus 600. Oh my, that's going to be a long read. How are we going to do this? I mean, most of it's going to be read on the, it's going to be edited on the DaVinci Resolve side, but I still need to have like the basic timing done in this. Man, that's going to be a lot. All right, put in a marker, and we'll put this, this is memo 3, so memo part 3, and this will be part 4. Some of the renders have been turning out really well for this. I'm going to bring up a couple of the renders before we proceed here. This is the concept that I sent over for how this was going to function. Now, it has gotten much better than this, but it was just the prototype of how it was going to function. So now, it has this sort of look. And we have the McMoon skull to throw in there. Starting to get the Easter eggs in there as well. I wonder how many people are going to actually type in the serial number when they see the video. I doubt anyone will. If this was like a massive channel, then yeah, people would be like hunting for Easter eggs left and right. But I don't expect them to do that. But basically, that's the Rickroll URL. I love space games, especially played Astronauts. It's a somewhat realistic view of what space life would actually be like. That looks bad. Much appreciated. It's supposed to be based upon the Alien movie computer. And so, one of the things that we're doing, so this is the terminal right here. And so the screen is showed in here. Well, if you remember, the computer is called Mother. So I decided to take an advantage here and call it DAD for Dad. Dedicated Amusement Detector. The number of the number of gags you can put into stuff like this is quite funny. But again, how many people are going to notice? No one. But those controls are actually a little tiny. I think I need to double check that. That's way too small. But anyway, that's what I'm doing right now. It's just making sure that's all timed correctly for the text that I was given for this. So now it comes up. Field probes have returned anonymous readings. Okay, we save that for later on. Let's move that out. Put this to 2,000 because it's probably going to take a little while for us to get to that point. If ever, using that one. Okay, so we come to this part, and now we can bring up part. LOL controls, yep. Amusement detector. Yeah, that's the, So, there's a couple of inside jokes that the channel has. And, one of the, so the person that this is supposed to all revolve around has a couple of jokes that are surrounding him. And so we're throwing in some other things as well. So like we have canned laughter, the ban switch for how often the person wants to ban people and whatnot. It's fun to make, but how much of it actually is like going to be appreciated? Hard to tell. It's a commission. That's the point of it. Okay, so let's now duplicate this. Save, just in case, and this is part 4. Load in the 4th text right there. And oh yeah, I forgot to adjust the width on the 4th one. Okay, so come right here. Up. Wrong one. Here we go. There's a lot of neat things you can do with a space theme. Yes, precisely. The person's also known for getting really good rolls. But there's a couple of really neat space stories out there. I kind of feel like the best space story is yet to be told. Now, I don't necessarily think I have the that story figured out, but I just got this gut feeling like we've yet to see what the pinnacle of a space saga could be. I wonder what the best way to tell a story like that would be. Would it be in the form of a video game? I don't know. Would it be best as a TV series, a book? One thing I definitely know is that you want to choose something that's timeless. That's the problem with a lot of products, is that they do not think of making something timeless. Everything's got like inside jokes for the decade that came out, or inside references that are going to age poorly. Star Wars did a very good job at making sure a lot of the lore is specific to the galaxy that they're in. And so whoever makes the best sci-fi story of all time is probably going to have to do that. They're going to have to make a world that is so complex that they create the inside jokes inside of the story. Okay, that is better formatting. Make sure it's all lined up. This is such a weird way of creating animations. I'm glad it works out, though. I was a bit worried that this whole concept was going to be a dud. Okay, come over here, refresh. Refresh. And this is going to be on the 5th layer. There we go. So now we come to here, and this is going to come about at... how do I jump to the next marker? I don't remember the key for this. Jump. Oh, yeah, right here. Jump to next marker. Oh, it's not hotkeyed. I might need to update that sometime soon. Okay, it starts at 1080. Let's move this marker out to 2000. Okay, so now finishes with that, and then we come to new log information coming in. You know, let's not overwrite it. Let's move it down. And during that, let's add in some more text noise over this area right here. Now let's do it over here. Move this level 5 and start it at 900. So now, once people have read past it, it will start to disappear on them. Ah, here's an idea. Redacted. Aha, this will play into the concept that the story is supposed to have, or as far as I can tell. There we go. There, and now that area has been redacted, so as the people are reading through it, they realize that they just missed it. Oh, sorry, that they just got it before it was taken away. Okay, we want that to happen much later. Let's... Actually, no, not entirely later. Let's have it start at here. So in case someone reads through this, they'll be able to look over and read this instead. 1400. And this one will come about at 800. 800. I wonder if I should change the color on this one. I mean, it's supposed to be a monocolored screen, theoretically. But it could be really neat if it had some color variation. Let's see what that looks like before we move too much further. Text color 1. But let's have 2. And can I change this? Did I set it up where I can change it from here? No, I didn't. Although we can go in and make that alteration. We come over here and we want to have a new input. And we're going to make this a material. Color. And default is going to be text 1. And now, where is the shader? There it is. No, that's not it. Oh, that's right. It's buried in here, right? No? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Okay. Man, geometry nodes is such a cool feature. This tool is phenomenal. It has taken over so much of my work structure. If you are trying to do graphics in Blender, this is like a must learn these days. It wasn't up until like last year, and now it's perfect. It is my replacement to After Effects. I love it. But it is still confusing. It is still a very confusing tool. Okay, so we come in here and we're going to change the text to text 2. And we come is going to let's see here. Let's go to render. The glow effect. To red. Because that's still within the off green? What color? What I feel like an old computer. Now I think it would be the best option there. What was the history of the LED? I mean, this is probably done with like some sort of scan. No, that's a better idea. That's a better idea. History of first computer colors. Let's see what we come up with this. Cathode ray tubes. Okay. Colors possible with cathode ray tubes. Can do the 3 primary colors. Aha. Okay, well, what about some examples? Cathode ray tube screens. I'm trying to get a good reference for this. Kind of a Okay, so yeah, just muted colors, it looks like. Okay, we're gonna make it yellow, because I think that stands out, but it's not overpowering. Because if we go to we got a problem. Why are these not showing? Oh, that's right. Let's see here. Might need to change the defaults. No, it's already by default. Okay. Oh, it's because these were created before I added in that feature. That's what's happening. And change that here, and we'll just clear these all out. Text 1, and just make that copied across. Then we can come back over here and change this to text 2. Now, perfect. Okay, so so I need to add it in the same thing over here. The external ones are going to be text color. All right, now that. Come back over to layout. Come back to here. And just want this to stand out. Let's make sure that the text over here is yellow, and color for this is green. Wait a minute. Input geometries unsupported type mesh. What happened there? Unsupported type mesh. That doesn't make sense. Let me troubleshoot this. Okay, that wasn't so hard. I was using there. Oh yeah, it's because it came from here and it already is in there. Okay, so I can just get rid of that entirely. And I can get rid of these two as well. Greetings there, Bean Chilling. How you doing? All right, come back over here. Text 1. And let's grab all these again. And change the color, copy to selected, because some of them obviously were acting up, and they're still acting up. Oh, it's because it's called socket. That's part of the problem. So I gotta come back over here. Are you like a hacker? This is not quite. This is the process of creating an animation like an old-fashioned computer. You know, it's kind of interesting. Hacking these days has actually gotten very hard. And the world's gotten very chaotic with all the risks in the digital world. Okay, let's just go in and correcting across all of them. One last time. Copy. Still not working for some of these. Part of the problem is I'm using a couple of different variations of the same system, and I did not build it appropriately. Because then things like Python or whatnot, I ended up a lot of being tasked to do. An awful lot. Really, the frame is messed up. Oh, because we don't need it to be that way. Yeah, that's fine. We can leave the frame. Maybe we'll change that later on, but not yet. Got clear. That is the matte. That's fine. How you doing? Okay, so now I think we can be able to test out this animation again. Try and play it. Moon Skull. Cue the Game Boy sound effects. Up comes all the text noise, and then it resets, and then what the? Oh yeah, that's because the camera is still visible in here. Hide that. Actually, let's unhide that and move it into locked. This will be our area where we cannot edit. just in case. And we're also going to hide it like that. There we go. Okay, so up comes the... Oh, wait a minute. It comes on a little fast. So camera's going to zoom in for this one. Top secret. Dut, 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 dut. Text noise starts coming up. And let's add in one more text noise. Let's add it in right there. And start it at 500. Let's make this one a joke. What should we say? We'll say, what should we say? Some sort of sci-fi, very, very short sci-fi joke. Or maybe not a joke, maybe a coordinate or something like that. You know, pointless Easter eggs. So it's what makes this whole project fun to do. You get to do a bunch of meaningless Easter eggs that no one is going to really know, or no one's really going to care about, is what I should say. Are you aiming for more of a cyberpunk vibe or an old analog one? Kind of an old analog one. So it's supposed to be going into this computer right here. So this 3D scene, it's inspired off of the movie Alien. And so it's on the, instead of the mother computer system, it's now the dad computer system. And this is what the person's going to be reading. The camera starts out back here, then we zoom in, and then we spend the whole time reading the screen as it's popping up. And so it's going to have a couple of different goofy Easter eggs in there. Of course, it has to be clear. That's the main thing that I need to have for this. Because otherwise it becomes a little hard to be able to tell what's happening on there unless you're like a really intently watching it. So I want to space it out enough you can read it clearly. How about let's just put in just a bunch of nonsense numbers for the sake of it. I wanted to mention Mother. Yes, this is the dad system. Oh, come on here. The detection, the dedicated amusement detector. And over here we got our canned laughter switches, our likes, and our lull controls. A bunch of inside jokes for the channel that this is made for. What do I put in for this? Okay, let's put in... actually, let's do a quick search here. Famous sci-fi references. Okay, may the force be with you. That's a possibility. We'll throw that in later on, not in the first one. We have about 11 of these we're going to have to create. I won't spend a whole lot of time on this. This is just the first one, so I'm spending a lot of time trying to get this all kind of squared away. Let's just get a number. Let's see here. Sci-fi numbers. Sci-fi fiction. Oh, no. Oh, no. I got an idea. We're going to get funny movie sci-fi quote. Let's see what we get for this. I don't want anything that's off color. I want something that's, goofy. How about let's have a alien meme? I know that there's something like Mother AI in Space Odyssey, but I've never watched it. Same here, I've never watched Space Odyssey, although it is a very popular film, and very famous one as well. Kind of weird that I don't know anything about it. Let's pull this up here. Sci-fi memes. No, that's weird. I want something funny. Something that... try typing in funny. Oh, I got it. It's a trap quote. Okay, here we go. Okay, you can't hear it because, but let's actually turn that off. Turn that back on. Sorry, my bad. So this is what we're going to be putting in there. It's a trap. Okay. So, we're going to put in YT and people just let's see here. You to we're misspelling it intentionally. And now let's try and actually use this. Come over to YouTube / that. No, it doesn't work. Okay, how do we... It's a trap. Do we really have to put in watch ? Let's see here. Oh, that's right. We have to use the share. Copy this. And then we use this instead. Okay, yeah, we'll just let that slide. Okay, we'll put it in just the whole thing. There we go. Okay, we'll just put in that for the sake of it. That's a lot of effort for kind of nothing. Something no one's ever going to really pay attention to. But you never know. Okay, so now that comes up. Up comes the other information. Okay, that is not supposed to be there. That happens later on. Let's move this out to 2000. There we go. And this, and this, and this all need to move out as well. Starframe 2000. 2000. And 2000. That was part of the experiment one, so I put it out there just for the sake of it. But now we're just redacting that for now. All right, so that plays. We get the redacted part. Now we continue it. And this, move out to 2000. Now let's put in some art. Let's see, ASCII art. It's going to be like some decorations put out there, just to keep people engaged. Ooh, computers. Those are interesting. Okay, so that's something. What about, ooh, Atari. Have the Atari logo in here. Yes, there's going to be plenty of sounds. That one's going to be done at the final stage of this. So you're going to have all that kind of like chunking sound as it goes along. Typewriter sound with loud humming. Yep, exactly. Exactly. It's going to be far more detailed, of course, than what the actual Alien movie is. Just because this is about trying to make something that's artistic, that's fun, that's supposed to keep people engaged. Oh, come on. Back up. Let's go to, let's go back again. Let's go to something else entirely. Let's go to, cartoons? Animaniacs, Smurfs, Looney Tunes, Jetsons. Here we go. Oh my goodness, those are a little bugged out. Elroy. That could be interesting. Astro. Okay, I like that idea. Let's keep that as a possibility of art to put out there. Animals. Let's just try animals. People. Famous. Other. Interesting. Oh, Schwarzenegger. That might be worth putting in. Einstein's too common for people to put in there. We're going to avoid that one. George Washington. That's a little big. That one's funny, but no one's really going to know. Well, I mean, they might, but other. A wagon. Oregon Trail. Oh, that's an idea. Putting Oregon Trail out there. And we're going to use a couple of these, though. That's why I'm kind of searching through this, seeing what sort of options there are. Space. Alien satellite telescope. Astronauts, planet rover, spaceship. Let's start with a spaceship. Here we go. Let's make this part of the lore. So we have the spaceship on the launch pad, and that's how the story is going to begin. Let's see here. Okay, so we'll use this one. We're going to alter this a bit. All right, we want this to say... Okay, now we're going to extend this out. Let's grab this part. One. Yep, come on. Come on. Copy. There we go. Makes it a little bit easier. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Moon Skull. What a weird name, honestly. I'm not a fan of it. I feel like a better option could have been created for a channel name, but it's not mine, so I don't get that choice. All right, so we got Moon Skull, and we have what sort of funny thing can we put in this? Let's get rid of it. No, it'll be fine. Put that on, and let's put a little stick figure over here. ASCII stick figure. Fencing. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting stuff. I'm surprised how many people have made this sort of artwork. Here we go. down here so we can clear this out. Perfect. Did I finish the Smith art? I did. In fact, the story about the Smith has been out for a while now. You can currently see it over on Castercraft. So it's on the homepage. You have to go back a little bit on this, and this right here is the artwork that was completed. I like how it turned out. It's almost exactly what I kind of wanted. But yeah, story is right here, available for people to read. I've had a couple of takers on it. It's not the best formatting. Some people have already mentioned, like, hey, we want to see a better sort of structure for this, which I can completely understand. This didn't turn out great. This is supposed to be a work in progress, right? Keep improving upon how this thing is structured. But anyway, this is the first iteration of it. But story is out there. Castercraft.net. The Smith. Yes. Trying to add this on. Cut. Come over here. There we go. Now we have to do this to clear that out. And we have to clear this. Lovely. Okay. The big one is still in the works. It got put on hold so I could do these intros, of which one of the big things that I did over this last week was this right here. Let me pull this up because this got finished just yesterday, and it aired for the first time. All right, let's put the music on pause. There we go. Okay, that's on pause, and let's take it to the movie theater. Movie theater. Where's the video? Well, this is a conundrum. Oh. Okay, so. Aha. This is, where it is. It was, slightly busted. Okay, stand by just a second. We're getting a large screen. Capture that. All right, let's get this spaced over here. Put this in the background. Oh, that looks lovely. Okay. You can tell this is a low tier sort of a channel in many ways. Okay, we're going to call that. Good. Put that full screen. And now that should fit. I said that should fit. Wow, audience got strangely quiet all of a sudden. All right, so this is the intro that I spent the last couple of days updating. That's a dragon. Now I'm going to clean up all that popcorn. But it's worth it. Golly. Anyway, that was the project. The project that I was working on. And it was quite challenging, honestly. Now, it wasn't completely done within the time frame that I had, but it was done definitely within a shortened time span from what I would have preferred. The big thing that I focused on was getting the dragon done. This is an update to an old project. So this was originally supposed to air last year, and then it got canned. And then it got revamped, and so then I got to go back and do some updates and some corrections, including doing this dragon tail animation, which was a first for me. This is the first high-resolution character rig that I got to make. First one. Now, it doesn't look tremendous, but still, that is miles better than what I've been able to do in the past. So, anyway, that was the big push. All right, let's go back to the main screen here. Bring back the Halo music. It is a D&D campaign. It's for the Moonskull channel, as is this right here. They're just 4 different shows on the same channel. I expected like 5 kernels of popcorn to come out. I didn't realize that like half the container was going to go flying out. Oh, golly. I swear I wish I had a dog to be able to come around and eat up the popcorn, because that means I'm going to go around and pick it up by hand. Oh, golly. So we're going to save this as graphic 5 rocket platform .text. So now we come over here and we want to add in that artwork. Grab this. We're going to have it yellow as well. Because that way it helps people to know what is like important and what's not. Come over here and change it to rocket platform. And there we go. The rocket is now there. And let's have that generated halfway through that. 860. Let's start right there. Have it speed of 1, so it's a slow print. That way, if people are fast, they'll be able to focus on it if they so desire. We actually have to move that higher up, so that way it don't have to look so far down. Okay, so let's look at the directions once more here. Okay, so when that finishes, then we have to go to the redacted mentionings right here. So we grab this, we're going to duplicate this, move it up, and we're going to raise this to level 6. Come back over here, and we're grabbing memo 6, which is not there yet. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry, memo 5. With the way I structured it inside Blender, though, it needs to be memo 6. Grab that, come over here, make sure the measurement's correct, and it is not. Okay. 1, 2. Bring that back to here. Better. What if the creators of the Alien movie, original and new ones, without the CGI, used code to do the mother thing, or they just ran a video? You know, that's a very good question. I don't know. The code acts very weird. So I honestly think it could have been a video. I had to watch the movie Alien just in preparation for this. I've never seen the movie before. It was dumb. I know there's people out there that love it. I'm not one of them. I thought it was a ridiculous story. I know I'm biased. Why is that not working? There we go. That's weird how it's extending. Maybe they made the whole Mother OS. You know, it's very possible. I know that some people, they absolutely love that, the film and the series. I guess I'm too logical for horror movies. I wouldn't recommend Alien 3 to my worst enemies. And the new Aliens are just money grabs. You know, that makes sense. Makes sense a lot. It's kind of hard when you're a company and you have employees. You need to be able to make sure they're making their wages and whatnot. But still, I feel like you can be far more creative than what some companies have been. Memo Part 5. Oh, wait a minute. I did not save that correctly. Yeah, that's why it's not appearing. Let's go back here and change that file so that way it is correct. Memo text. I wish it would save that by default, but it doesn't. Refresh. There we go. What the heck? Oh, that's a new one. Okay, so come over to swap. Yeah, here we go. Bring that down here. Here. Memo text 5. It's this character, which is a double dash. Perfect. Now it shows up correctly. Best one to introduce someone to the Alien series for me is to watch Alien 1, then Romulus, then Alien 2. And just end there. Rest is like new Star Wars movies. I can understand that. So let's have this one clear out the previous memo entirely. Save that, come over, refresh that. And we're moving this one around. Wait a minute. What the heck? Oh. It's because we got an empty one there. Save that, refresh it, and let's move one more. Actually, let's just clear out the whole thing. Up. There we go. Save that, refresh. There, now it clears it out entirely. Redacted. Personnel, roster. Wait a second. What happened to the texture cube that I had? Let's put it out there, actually. This one is called Texture Cube. This is something I've been adding into scenes a bit more often. A way for me to quickly make corrections. There we go. Now we got rid of that glare. Which one did I watch? I watched the first one, Alien 1. Man, that crew was dumb. Like, in terms of, like, their response. But then again, I like I said, I'm too much of a thinker. And so for me, in that sort of situation, I would have been a lot more proactive in the fight. But c'est la vie. All right, so let's start this one over here. Let's go to 1800. All right, now we got to read this next one here. All right, so got to time it. Come over here, clear that. Sample log indicates organic Okay, I gotta be able to read this correctly first. Organic electrostatic interactions. Okay. I'm not going to be able to pronounce all these things, so I'm just going to go through this by eye. Sample lungs indicate organics far exceeding baseline threshold. The biotic phenomenon 2. Okay, so that's another 480. So let's come over here. 1100 plus 480. Okay, so this marker for part 5. I said part 5. There we go. They were a bit clumsy and slow, but what do you expect from someone who just woke up from a long sleep and suddenly everybody around starts to die brutally? Yeah, you know, you're right there. Didn't even know what they were dealing with. Indeed. Indeed. I have to say, though, that the thing that I didn't like the most was the robot. That robot was, ugh. Like, why did you have to make the robot so utterly grotesque? That part really, like, baffled me. It's like, okay, I get the point. You're trying to make things more grotesque. Oh, well. The cat actor should receive an Oscar. Indeed. Poor cat. Okay, we come back over here and we have, oh no, not that one. I don't need that. What I want is this right here, the directions. End memo. Okay, so now we have clear screen. Memo 5. We're going to copy this, create a new file. We're going to grab the end of this and come up here. And we're just going to have a clear screen. Oh, actually, let's have this a full one. Okay. I'm going to have a full screen here. Grab this, all of this, copy, and okay, so we want to have End of memo. He wasn't grotesque. People inside are also ugly. Yes, indeed. But for a robot to be that was what's so weird. It's like machines that have that, odd. Now I understand there are some developments of making machines as with organic like parts, so thus I guess you technically could argue that. It's just weird in that design. Mr. Artificial Human was just doing his job. A bit cold, unsympathetic, like a chill guy but a chill guy overall. He was so cold to his crewmates, he was just chill. I'm not coldly letting you people die, I'm just being chill. All right, what sort of decoration do we put on this? Maybe not a whole lot. Oh, I know. Let's just put some asterisks up there. How about that? Let's make sure this is the right distance, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. So now we can take this. Copy it, come over here. Hey, it was actually perfect distance. First time, wow. That's surprising. There we go. Save that. And we're going to call this end memo, because the other ones are going to have this exact same thing. End memo. We want to grab the main screen. Loading screen. We're going to call this end memo. And end memo. Make this a height of 7, so that way it clears out everything. And we want it to load at what time here? Redacted, that goes to there. And let's have it do it at 220. So let's have end memo. It said, oh, there we go. End memo. And that begins at exactly 2200. And this guy is not going to be there. We're going to delete him since we're not going to use it for now. And we're not going to use this laugh out loud for until the next one. So we're we're going to put this into a new folder. Put this into memo to, well, future elements. That way we save it for the future. Move this one over there too. Oh, we have that still up there. Save that, come back over here, refresh that. Now let's play this through from start to finish. Moonskull. Ba-doom. This terminal's out of this galaxy. Yeah. Wait a minute. I have to do that. Okay. Let's put it right here. This terminal is out of this galaxy. This lowercase terminal, and we'll put this in quotes. Now we have this nonsense right there. Hey, greetings there, Elemental. How are you doing? We're working on an intro right now. Cool, but most reasonable from AI perspective, says Indeed. Well, that's why you don't want to trust an AI. Isn't that right? They should have sent the AI out to go and get that sample. 155. There we go. Okay, now that loads in properly. All right, let's play it. Oh, wait, just a second. Full screen. Moonskull, terminal version. This terminal's out of this galaxy. Classified. Project initiative loading in terminal. Top secret. Wait a second, it's not playing at the proper speed here. Let's change this to playback speed. Same with audio. Oh, it's just because there's too much for it to process. Nope, that's fine. Doing well. About to tend the rabbits, then build a terrarium. Rabbits, eh? Is one of them named Bugs? I had a couple family members who had rabbits, and they were so cute and friendly, at least to us. I always wanted a rabbit when I was growing up. All right, now it's playing correctly. Blame a root eye for this terminal. Information loading. Camera zooms in. Top secret. Press return to enter to continue. Then it zooms out a little bit as new information comes out. Oh, okay, wait a minute. I want to do another change here. Okay. Where's that texture cube? Text 2. A new one. 3. It's going to be reddish, slightly pinkish red. Reason being, because that will probably turn out really well with the coloration on when we get the glow effect into there. Gotta make sure to pull it back a little bit so that we can glow more. Well, actually, wait a minute. No, let's just leave it like that for now. Now we come into redacted, and we're gonna change this color to text 3. Now let's see what this looks like. do the preview. And that's printing while the people are reading that. Information comes out. Okay, you know what? I feel like text noise is going to be a problem if I don't separate out the colors. The goal is meant to convey information. It's not supposed to be like the movie where it was designed to be confusing. Text noise, change all the text noise to being 2. Unless it's a redacted one. We might have to change the color to be slightly more green. Clarity. It is an art form. Okay, so that should be good. No bugs yet. Aw. Well, maybe that will be the next one. And then you can get a duck and name it Daffy, and the two of them can have adventures together. My uncle used to have a pigeon farm. Ah, very nice. The pigeons have historically been actually really good birds to have. It's kind of weird to think that they used to be kind of a staple of all sorts of cultures as a forms of communication. They're actually good. Yeah, they're really good birds to have. It's kind of a shame that we still don't have that sort of culture. Maybe it will happen again. All right, let's preview this once more. Actually, let's take a quick look at what this looks like. Okay, forgot to do this one. And let's do the Blame Erudai in color 3. Color 3, there we go. Blame Erudai for this terminal. I sure hope people will be able to read this. I have a bad feeling like nobody's going to actually pay attention. Yeah, let's make it a little bit more clear, because while it's neat to have it kind of being left on screen, in my personal opinion, it's going to be too hard for people to pay attention to that. There we go. Now it clears it out. And we don't want that to be overwriting it like that anymore. We'll just have it down here. Color 2, because it's not technically supposed to be a part of the main message. Color 2. Let's break up this in here as well. Let's do a little bit of nonsense. Were pigeons popular in America? As for farms and stuff, they were. They were actually a big part of American culture. We used to have passenger pigeons. They were in the trillions in America. It's an example of how you can have a creature that is so numerous that nobody thinks that the creature could ever be pushed to extinction. The bird was plentiful and a big part of the American ecosystem. Hunters would go, well, anybody would go out and they could fire buckshot into the air and shoot as many birds as they wanted with no fear of the birds ever going extinct. Well, they hunted them, and it was for sport. They tasted good, and everywhere you went, you didn't have to starve. Just aim your gun to the air and shoot a bird out of the sky. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that's kind of what happened. Well, then one year, all the birds started to disappear, and people started to notice, gradually. And then finally, people started to panic, because the bird was gone. They couldn't find it. And a couple of researchers went out and they found, as they tried to find the any remnant of the passenger pigeon. They found 2. And they grabbed the 2 of them and they took them back to a museum. And then they put them in a cage in hopes that they would mate and they could be able to start to rekindle the population. And all the researchers were brought in as they watched the last of the passenger pigeons die of old age. Passenger pigeon went extinct, and shortly thereafter, massive efforts were taken to help prevent the buffalo from going extinct. Whaling was put on hold, and a lot of other hunting came to an end. Now, it's useful to hunt animals. I live in a state where hunting animals is necessary. It's good for the environment, actually. It keeps certain animals at bay. But there's such a thing as overhunting. And you don't know how much you've overhunted till the animal disappears. Passenger pigeon went from being in the trillions to being dead within a span of about 100 years. Real shame. Now, some people have claimed that the passenger pigeon still might be alive somewhere. It's kind of hard to believe because that bird was required to migrate, and it would migrate a very long distance. If it does exist, its numbers are so small that nobody even knows it. I'm more suspicious that the bird probably did go extinct. Wisdom. It takes wisdom to say, no, I don't need something. It takes wisdom to say, you know, I'm actually causing damage. It takes wisdom to say, I don't need something. When people came across the West, the birds were like manna from heaven. You didn't have to worry about starving. Now, it's very possible that within a generation, that we might actually have the very first forms of starvation in this country. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but it's now possible. The population is large enough. The land is exploited too much, and it's been going overseas for too long. The ability for the U.S. to be able to thrive off of our farming and our hunting has been disappearing. Now, it's still very strong compared to other nations. Very strong. But it's still something where it just takes a little mismanagement, a little bit of exploitation, and it all disappears. And we got to make sure that we are good stewards, lest we unintentionally find that we have destroyed something. Now, America has been very thorough about that. We had our shock. We lost our very numerous birds. And we've lost other animals too. And we actually have good efforts to try and preserve those animals. Now, sometimes it goes to the extreme. And sometimes I don't think it goes far enough. Other nations don't necessarily have that same sort of mindset. China's an example. If you've looked into what China's been doing to the oceans, it's scary. China has been fishing the oceans to extinction. Their blue fleet has been known to destroy entire ecosystems as they dragnet, as they overfish. Gotta use wisdom. Otherwise, what you have now will be gone one day. And you never know when that will happen. No, I'm not a hardcore environmentalist. I'm just someone who loves the land that we've been given. And I care about that other people in the future get to see it. I got to travel across this country many times. There are historic sites that nobody even knows about now. You can go by it and you will see a city. You'll see a housing district. And you'll say, wow, the Oregon Trail went right past you guys, right through your town. And people look at it and say, we don't know. There's glorious rapids that used to be in an area. And then it started getting built up, and then suddenly those rapids are gone. Migration for some animals suddenly gets diverted and their numbers plunge because their homes have been completely destroyed. You have to be wise stewards, build in the right areas, and preserve what you need to. It's one of the reasons why I like what America has done with the national park system. Now, granted, it is mismanaged, in my opinion, but it has done something that no other nation has really done, or no other nation has successfully done, and that is to preserve sections of the American wilderness for the wilderness to still thrive. We still have a lot of our animals because of that. And because of that, we get a chance to still see nature in its full glory. It's wonderful to see. But that also means we have the risk. You go out into the wild and you might run into a bear, or a mountain lion, or wolves. And you might be in trouble. But if you're wise, you got a chance to still be blessed by it. Anyway, that's enough of me staying on my little soapbox there. We have so many pigeons in Europe. Too many, I would say. Possibly. The pigeon thrives where other animals do not. Let me get myself some more water. Be right back. What's an alien Easter egg I can put into the text here? I don't know the story very well. Is there something that stands out that somebody would recognize if they saw it, but would require you to watch the movies to be able to know? Jones the cat. Okay. Okay. Here we go. All right, I'm going to make a couple of these off to the side so I can be able to use them throughout this. So we're going to have here, kitty. Okay, that's going to be one. Jones is, let's see here. Jones, where are you? Oh, we got another character we have to change. All right, so characters, here we go. Question mark. That. There we go. Jones, where are you? Jones demands fresh fish. Okay, how about this? Demands tuna. There we go. And how about Memo. Do not rub Jones' tummy. Jones is the perfect organism. Waylon, you done a core was looking for right under their noses. Okay, hey, we're gonna put that in there. Let's see here. How can we phrase this? Like it's let's see. We need to be really short, like within 8 words here. So Jones, let's see here. Waylon Corp. Identified as the perfect organism. Okay, let's get the just because I don't trust my spelling these days. Yeah. I knew I messed something up there. Jones identified as the perfect organism. Captain's log. Cat scratched my nose again. Wait, okay, here we go. Scratch my nose, ... again. Oh, gotta spell that correctly. Scratch my nose again. There we go. Not the cats. Let's see here. Is that a moment in the movie here? Please do not the cats. Origins of the absurd meme. Towards upsetting the catalog, please do not the Okay, so there's lore behind this. Blew up on TikTok in 2022. A meme found in the new home of TikTok inspired by a more absurd variation. Cats were soon flooding with comments like, please do not the cat, and I did the cat. Oh, this is kind of like I has cheeseburgers sort of thing. Okay, let's try and find let's see here. Please do not the cat. Okay, I see the lore here. I see the lore. Okay. Please Do not the cats. That's great. Okay. And now here, okay, we're going to go to the one I'm familiar with here. Okay, my bad, okay. Jones is demanding cheese burgers. You got the bad spelling on there. All right. I think that's a good start to the text noise that's going to be here. So that's going to be brought in later on. So we're going to start. Let's have one of these per intro here. Sorry, memo. So we want ones that. Oh, wait a minute. What's going on here? We want this to come in at 2100. There we go. Here, kitty. Well, okay. Well, we'll start off with. Let's see here. We got to start building up the cat lore. So, what's a way to begin this? Cat program initiated. Jonesy. You know, I like that a little bit better. Let's go with that. Jonesy. Get the spelling correct. There we go. Now I got that correct now. Jonesy. Copy that. There we go. Okay, so let's start off. No, let's do this instead. Jonesy detected walking on keyboard. Okay. What's something stupid that can happen here? Life support turned. Let's see here. Something could be triggered. Yeah, how about life support? Life support systems switching. No, that's going to take too much for people to figure out. Let's just say walking on keyboard. I love the fact that Ripley risked her life to save the cat. That's so wholesome. I walked with a cat in one arm and a flamethrower in the other. Can't get more badass. Okay. Well, we're going to need to start wrapping this up here. We've gone on for almost 3 hours. Actually, I think we might actually have hit that. Oh, no, never mind. It is almost 3 hours. So we're going to be bringing this to a close here. But we have several texts, and we technically have this all ready, good to go. We're going to put Jonesy out here, the first Jonesy text, and we're going to put this up where it will stay for the entirety of the video. And each time it'll appear right around here. So let's go back to the front, and we're going to have it, yeah, it'll load in right at the start. Okay, yeah, so 370. Offset these a little bit. 460. 470. 490. There we go. Captain's log comes in. Okay, but let's have that print out slower. Print out at 3. Okay, no, we're going to do one last thing before we close things out here. Rocket. And now we're going to save this as 0.1 rocket platform. The reason why? We're going to animate this. This will be interesting to see how this turns out. All right, part 2 here. We're going to now take the person and we're going to we're going 1, 2, 3. And now the last, well, second to last frame. What's a way to do this? I'm gonna have this. It's too tight in here, so we're gonna do it as this. 0, and get rid of. Just have body like this. So we're showing him inside of the spaceship. And they're up, and they're happy. Reach up arms like that. Yay! I'm inside the rocket ship. And then the next frame is going to be the rocket blasting off. This is so stupid. Sometimes you have an idea and you're like, is this a good idea? And oh. Okay. They used 4 different casts to create Jonesy's character, even though he's on the screen for a few minutes. Yeah, you have to train cats to do different tasks, so that way they can perform more efficiently. There's a great show at Universal Studios Orlando where they kind of showcase how that sort of stuff happens. It's a really neat show. It's kind of simple, but I liked it. Okay, there's something wrong with this here. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Aha. Okay, there we go. So now we clear this out. 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1. There we go. I never thought I'd be animating like this. Okay, now let's have a bunch of rocket debris. There we go. Now let's try and animate this. So we got 1. We duplicate this. Raise this to 4. And we're going to start this at 8. $80. Let's just go forward by 20 each one. Plus 20. Oh, I forgot to start this here. Okay, so these ones are Art Rocket 1. art. Rocket 2. And Rocket 3. Rocket 2 gets its keyframes loaded in. This one. Okay, so animated Rocket 1, 3, 4, 5, and Rocket 4. Plus 20. This one's going to be 6. Found out that they even made a commercial featuring Jonesy as the main character. When they were releasing Alien Prometheus. Jonesy the cat. Tough kitty. Okay, now let's preview how this animation goes. Aha, we got a problem already. I have to increase the print speed. Increase it to 5. Copy to selected. Aha, there's another problem. 5, 1, 2, 3. Oh, 3 is missing. 3. Aha, he was in reverse order there. Okay, and we have to increase the speed even more. 10. Copy to selected. Play. Should have gone closer to the actual start time. Frame 1. Frame 2. Okay, that's all over the place. 1, 2. All right, we're gonna have to increase this more. Plus 20. It's 40. Plus 80. Plus 100. Okay, we need one last frame. And that's where the rocket goes off a frame. Yeah, I thought there was actually some extra ones there. Perfect. Plus 50. One of my favorite intros I got to do was a Pokemon intro. It was very similar to this, where there's a lot of little Easter eggs you could throw in, because you had the engine kind of figured out for how everything was going to be animated, and then you could be able to focus on that instead. Okay, so now we got it all ready to go. Frame 1, 2, 3. You're inside, and then blast off. Wonderful. Fun little Easter egg there. And let's move it down to the corner to fill up this empty space a little bit more efficiently. Because it's a little empty down there. Okay, we're going to call it there. Let's render it to, well, let's render a frame so we can see what it looks like. What frame do we do? How about this one? Because it has all the new colors built into it, and it's also my favorite. It's a little strong. Also, it's the wrong frame. No, that's correct. Because it's just before the rest of the terminal starts disappearing. Play Marudai. And positing strength needs to come down quite a bit. There we go. We want a gentle glow. We don't want to be super overpowering. And now there's enough elements to where I think it's causing it to kind of become overpowered looking. All right, let's try this again. I like it. Now, one of the neat things that is going to be happening for this is there is actually an effect that has taken place on the screen. Is it this one right here? No, I think it's maybe I didn't name it. Or maybe it is this one. It's a little hard to see in this one, but there is actually going to be kind of a noise that's going across the screen as well. So you see that it's like somewhat bugged. I got that shader figured out the other day. And it's really neat. Anyway, we're going to call it there. Thanks, folks, for coming by. Much appreciated for your time. Consider liking or disliking the stream as you see fit. We're going to be bringing Fortnite back, just so you know, on the Alaska Man Jeff channel. Not on Castercraft, but... So Alaska Man Jeff, on Fridays, we're going to be bringing back the game nights. I don't know how often, but we're going to do that for a time. The time of being, of not doing it is kind of coming to a point where I think I need to bring it back for a short time. And for the holidays, that's going to be the case. We'll do also a couple of them during the holiday weeks, just kind of sporadically. We'll see. But anyway, we're going to be calling it there. Have a pleasant evening and morning, everybody, wherever you are. Just a reminder, be civil to one another. And we will see you next time, whenever that is. Until then, folks, have a very pleasant evening.